Connor Reviews. Today we are going to talk about Europa Universal 4. Europa Universal 4? Oh man, I'm underdressed. We gotta look, this is Europa. We gotta go big or go home. So here, let's change it up. There we are. Let's start this review. Now, for those of you who don't know, Europa Universal is an RTS nation-building game that takes place on Earth between 1444 and 1821. It's basically civilization on steroids, and it's so good. So one of the cool things about Europa Universal 4 is the fact that it takes place on Earth. So depending on the time you choose, the map will reflect what the world looked like at that time. For example, if we start the game off in 1444 and you look at Europe, there's a little nation in the corner, kind of in the corner of Eastern Europe, that's called Muscovy. That nation becomes modern-day Russia. Now when you first look at it, you go, oh, that's not really a big deal. He's a small little dude. There's nothing really to worry about. I mean, the Commonwealth is bigger in Lithuania, so why should I worry about little Muscovy in the corner? They're bored. You want to skip 100 years, see what they look like then? Suddenly they're a lot bigger, and you're like, oh, Jesus, how the hell did they get so big? Well, it's not like they're going to get any bigger. 100 years later, bam! Suddenly there's, what the hell was it? Bam! Oh, that was supposed to be a manly bam? No, you get, bam! Ooh, okay, that sounded better, okay. You skip 100 years later and bam! All of a sudden they're spamming. Yeah. Take two. 100 years later, bam! They're spanning from Europe all the way over to Korea, talking about Kim Jong-un's sexy haircut or Psy's awesome dance moves. The joke doesn't work when you fuck up the intro to it. Shut up, you're not funny. Once you have selected your time and the game has actually started, that's when things start to change. Due to you being involved in the game, it's not going to play out the way history did. It's going to change. Sometimes it's going to change a little bit, playing pretty similarly to how history played out, but other times it will play very, very different. How the game changes and how history changes all depends on how you play the game. Do you focus on war? Do you focus on diplomacy, trade, colonization? Are you playing big nations like England, France, or Spain? Or are you playing as the mighty nations of Maldives, Hormuz, and Frankfurt? Yeah, I'm not fucking with you. You can actually play as these nations. You can play as the tiny little city-state of Frankfurt in the middle of shit-show Europe. You can play as this tiny little island off of Iran, the Persian region, Hormuz, or you can play as the mighty Asian powerhouse that is the Maldives. Which, in case you're wondering, I have played the Maldives, by the way, and they are just as boring as you think they would be. Let's talk about military. Let's talk about war. War is really hard, but my god is it fun. In my first 20 matches of this game, I lost every time due to one of my neighbors coming in and invading me. Fuck off. I'm doing a review, so people think that I'm cool on the internet super highway. Now where was I? Oh yeah, military. Now, a lot of things in this game you have to, like military, you have to plan out very, very carefully. Otherwise you'll be wiped off the earth very, very quickly. You have to make sure that you have enough supplies to make sure your men don't starve to death on the way over to the battle. You have to make sure you have enough soldiers and men that are willing to fight in your battle. You have to keep your nation happy throughout the war so they don't get angry and demand the war come to an end. There's so many things you have to plan out, and I'm just covering the tips of it, just a little bit of what you have to do. But it's so rewarding that when you're actually able to plan out all your steps and make sure you are ready to go to war. The thing too with all the planning that is involved with it is not just in regards to military. You have to deal with that in diplomacy as well. Diplomacy, unlike civilization, they give you so many options on what to do and how to actually have a good relationship with the AI units. There's a lot of things you can do to become closer and allies and friends with your neighbors around you. But with that being said, there's also so many things you can do to fuck with your neighbors, and it's great. Is the guy next to you really pissing you off? You can actually send money to the rebels that are in his country to have them overthrow him. You can do embargoes on him. You can do so much, and it's just so great to fuck with your neighbors. I love doing the rebellion groups and just seeing his little rebel group go over and take the country. It's great. It's fantastic. Really hard, but if you got the money, hey, why not? But one other really fun aspect of this game is, I'll call them pop-up situations. You'll be playing your game, doing your thing, when this pop-up will, well, pop up and say something like, dude, the rich guys in your nation want to decrease your power. The government wants the king to decrease his power. Sir, Farmer Joe said that you look like a faggot. Now, keep in mind, I am paraphrasing. But when one of these situations does pop up, you have a bunch of options you can do. And you have to select one of these options. Now, a bunch of different options with cool things you can do. But no matter what you pick, somebody is going to be angry. And you have to live with that decision for the rest of the game. So when you first play this game, it will be incredibly overwhelming. So the big piece of advice I give to people is please, 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 please do the tutorial. Once you do the tutorial, it actually starts to make a little bit more sense and become easier on you. If you have a friend to play with, even better. Also, don't be too stressed out if you don't get to understand everything right away. Hell, I've been playing this game so far for a total of 84 hours. And I'm still learning things. This game has got a lot of different features you can learn about as you play the game more and more. And that's part of the fun part about this game, is that there's so much to learn from, there's so much to do in it, and it's just a blast. Now, if you're a fan of Civilization and you're looking for more of a challenge, this is definitely the game for you. And if you're not much of a Civilization fan, well, hopefully I've given you some more information that'll help you decide whether you want to get this game, or maybe even put this game on your radar for you to go check out. However, I got 7 subscribers. Do you really think this is going on people's radar? No. Anyways, I absolutely love this game, and I'm giving Europa Universal 4 a 5 out of 5. So what did you think of Europa Universal 4? Let me know in the comment section down below, or just say mean and hateful comments down there. Whatever works for you. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.